I actually wanted to just take a minute to review some of the words that were used during the testimony and the speeches, just so that we're all on the same page when it comes to understanding what our speakers were really saying, right? So when we're talking about imperialism and colonialism, we're talking about the policy of extending a nation's authority by territorial acquisition or by the establishment of economic and political hegemony, which means dominance over other nations. We're talking about war when we're talking about imperialism and colonization. There was also the use of the word xenophobia, which was actually one of the dictionary's most used words this year. So when we're talking about xenophobia, we're talking about a fear of anything that seems foreign or strange. When we talk about racism, we're talking about discrimination against, or a discrimination or prejudice against any other race. And when we talk about class, we're talking about our economic standings in society. What's another word that was used? Neoliberalism. So this is a political theory of the 1900s that says that our personal liberation is more important than the collective liberation. So we're talking about access like free trade. We're talking about minimum government intervention and reduced spending on public services. I just wanted to give out a few of those definitions so that we can all be together here in community with one another as in our most capacity, in our best capacity, so we're all on the same page. And I also wanted to remind those who are coming here today who are like, okay, we're using too many big words, that people may not understand what we're talking about. And I think that when we're saying that, there's an underlying message there, being that people who don't have, higher forms of education can't understand what it is that we're talking about. And I have to say that that's not true. Many people who are the most oppressed, who have the least social standing in our society in regards to class or race or gender or sexuality, these are the people who understand these topics more than anyone else. And in the same time, like I said, I want us all to be on the same page. So if you have any questions, again, about what any of the testimony or the speeches are about or any of the words used, if you can tweet, you can also Google, so look up the words. But if there's any specific question about any of the topics, feel free to tweet #IraqTribunal.